There's something you do every single night. You plug in your phone, set it down, and go to sleep, leaving it to charge all the way to 100%. And here's the thing your phone manufacturer knows, but never actually told you. That habit, that completely normal, perfectly sensible habit, is quietly killing your battery. One charge at a time. Think about how often you charge your phone. Most of us do it every night. Some of us do it twice a day. It feels like the responsible thing to do. Keep it topped up, stay ready, never let it die. But the engineers who designed your battery had something very different in mind. Buried inside your phone's user manual, the one nobody reads, is a section on battery care. It exists in almost every manufacturer's documentation. Apple, Samsung, Google, they all include it. And almost nobody knows it's there, because what it says contradicts everything most people do. Your phone runs on a lithium-ion battery, and lithium-ion batteries have a secret. They're not designed to be full. Inside those cells, charged particles move back and forth between two layers every single time you charge and discharge. It's a constant push and pull, hundreds of times over the life of your phone. And that movement, it creates stress on the battery's internal structure. At 100% charge, that stress is at its absolute peak. The cells are packed as tightly as they can be. Hold them there for 8 hours, the length of a full night's sleep, and you're essentially squeezing the life out of your battery while you dream. But here's where it gets interesting. The same thing happens at 0%. A battery drained completely flat experiences a different kind of stress, a chemical reaction that can permanently reduce how much charge the cells can hold. The sweet spot, the range battery engineers actually designed for, is between 20% and 80%. Not 0, not 100. 20 to 80. Most of us have never spent a single day in that range. If you're finding this useful or slightly horrifying, hit subscribe. Every week, Oddly Obvious uncovers the hidden engineering, the buried science, and the forgotten facts behind the things you use every single day. Now, let's fix this. And then there's fast charging. That little brick that fills your phone in 30 minutes feels like magic, but the way it works comes with a cost. Fast charging pushes electricity into your battery at much higher speeds than a standard charger, and that speed generates heat. Heat is a lithium-ion battery's worst enemy. Every time your phone gets warm during a fast charge, and you've felt it, that warmth on the back of the case, the internal structure of the battery degrades slightly. Not enough to notice in one charge, but over hundreds and hundreds of charges, that degradation adds up. That's why a 2-year-old phone that's been fast charged every day might only hold 70% of its original charge. The battery didn't fail. It was used exactly as most people use it. It just wasn't used the way engineers designed it to be used. The good news is that fixing this doesn't require an app, a new charger, or a different phone. It requires 2 habits. Habit 1, stop charging to 100%. Charge to 80 and unplug. Most modern phones let you set a charge limit right in the battery settings. Apple added it in iOS 13. Samsung has had it since One UI 4. You turn it on once and your phone does the rest automatically. Habit 2. Don't let it hit 0. When your battery drops below 20%, start looking for a charger, not because the phone will break, but because deep discharge cycles accelerate the chemical degradation inside the cells. And for everyday charging, use a standard charger, not a fast one. Save the fast charger for when you're genuinely in a hurry. For the overnight charge, the slow and steady option is the one that keeps your battery healthy for the long run. 3 changes, all free. All built into the phone you already have. Here's the thing that makes this oddly obvious in hindsight. The information was never hidden from you. It's in the manual, it's in the settings menu. The manufacturers built the tools right into the software. They just never made a point of telling you about them. Maybe because a battery that degrades faster means you upgrade sooner. Or maybe it's just one of those things that's so buried in the fine print that nobody ever stops to look. Either way, now you know. And tonight, when you reach for that charger, you'll think twice. That's what we do here at Oddly Obvious. We dig into the hidden stories behind the things you use every single day. If this made you see your phone a little differently, subscribe. The next one might change how you see something else entirely. See you next week.